The Sonic the Hedgehog 4 movie has something huge happening with it, and I found highly probable leaks that nobody's even noticed yet. The brand new globing filming locations to the massive hints like Amy, Metal Sonic, and even Shadow. This could be the biggest step in the Sonic movie universe we've seen so far. But it gets far more interesting because now we're hearing about filming sites across Vancouver, New York City, Los Angeles, Mumbai, and Toronto, each connecting back to the key game Sonic worlds like Stardust Speedway and Station Square. And these locations might not just be random, but they could directly nod to the Sonic CD and Sonic Adventure games with scenes that tie everything together. And if that wasn't enough, there's more substance than ever before, as at GalaxyCon this past September, Ben Schwartz, the voice of Sonic himself in the movies, confirmed that he's been talking with director Jeff Fowler about the concept and outline for Sonic 4, which means that this isn't just speculation, but this project is in motion as we speak. And yes, we're also going back to look at how Shadow could play a major role in the fourth movie and even in his own potential movie spin-off, and what Amy's debut might mean for the Sonic cinematic universe, and how all of this could connect to the future Sonic game titles that SEGA are already teasing, Sonic Frontiers 2. But stick around at the end because we've got some leaks and details that nobody's even noticed yet, and some concept art which could truly surprise us. By the time this video ends, you'll see how Sonic 4 could completely change and redefine the future of the series. And hey, make sure to like and subscribe only if you like me as a person, not just for the news, but I don't know, I think I'm pretty awesome. I feel like that's self-entitled, so that's genuinely up to you. And also, we've got some news about Sonic Unleashed at the end, which is very, very awesome. I'm actually really excited to report today, because there's a lot of things going on. But first by Genki, we've got Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka outlined how they plan out the releases of Sonic games. First, we create a roadmap of Sonic titles and think about how each game needs to release in which year, and then we allocate the development resources needed to develop those titles. So this year, strengthening the racing genre, and we're currently planning what to do next on the roadmap, which is, highly evidently going to be Sonic Frontiers 2. Now, some people are suggesting that it's going to be a remake or a remaster of Sonic Heroes, but Takashi Iizuka has already stated that he's not going to be focusing on remasters or remakes for a while now. They're focusing more so on the resources for the next Sonic game, which is Sonic Frontiers 2. And what else could they release? In coinciding with the movie on March 19th, 2027. Sonic Frontiers 2 to bolster and make the movie just have so much more sales with Frontiers 2. Now, this is some also really interesting information that we could actually note out, and this is from Sonic Stadium saying that breaking, Sonic Racing Crossworlds was the 8th best-selling game for September in the US, in data complied by Sicania, and it's placed 4th on Switch, 3rd on PC, 9th on PlayStation, 8th on Xbox. So, as you can see, Sonic Crossworlds is there, number 8, and I think this is super awesome because it's going to literally suggest that SEGA has seen the reception of this game, so they're going to have a lot more budget to be working for with Frontiers 2, and also just like the general ahead of Sonic games. Now, and also here, they are currently planning to what to do next on the roadmap. Now, also some information here by SEGA. Thanks for visiting the SEGA office, Thundercat. And people are saying, get Thundercat to do the soundtrack for the new Sonic game, and my life is yours. So yeah, a little bit of speculation there. Want to know what you guys think of Thundercat being in the next Sonic game. I was going to say this is likely Sonic related, but I almost forgot that they're also making a new Jet Set Radio game, so, this could also be for Jet Set Radio. And also here we've got, as much as I love Amy Rose, it would be great to see the Year of Metal in 2027, as he has not gotten much attention in recent years. However, I wouldn't mind a shared year with both of them, since they were both introduced in the same game and the same movie. So yeah, that would be really awesome to see, but obviously we're going to go further into detail as the video goes on, so yeah, this is going to be super awesome. Also, speaking of awesome, Sonic Rumble is officially launching on Global on November 5th, so pre-register now to unlock the movie Sonic skin once the game is out, and I actually really like this design. I really like how, Sonic's got all of his, little fur details. Obviously, I prefer the original Sonic, but yeah, a really cool twist, differentiating between Game Sonic and Movie Sonic. Very awesome. And also here, we've got some information from SEGA and all characters issuing the update on the Sonic game's lifetime sales, as Sonic Frontiers has sold 4.5 million copies, Sonic Shadow Generations has sold 2.3, and Sonic Superstars has sold 2.4. Now this is interesting because obviously you might be like, okay, so why is Superstars sold more than Shadow Generations? I believe that the name is not as clicky as Sonic Superstars. That's what I believe, and I believe that Sonic Superstars had more promotion. But yeah, I could be wrong. I think this game was more of an incentive to buy, I guess you could say, even though Shadow Generations is 10 times better than Superstars in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think of that in the comments. And also, we got this here from Takashi Iizuka. In an interview with Polygon, Iizuka has expressed interest in community feedback determining the future of Crossworlds. So we have 1 year of DLC, we could do a year 2, we could do a year 3 of DLC, tell us what you want. So we really appreciate all the positive comments we've gotten, and enough people are coming and playing it, there's conversations about the game, so yeah, obviously the high sales, so we could be getting more people actually entertaining the lifespan of Sonic Crossworlds, and I think that this is awesome. So there's things we can do because it's an online game, add new gadgets, and balance the game differently. I think this is really important because there are some issues, especially with the laser wisp in that game, but in general, it's a fun game, and I love it. So yeah, we're pretty much confirmed that we're going to be getting more DLC characters as the game expands, because it's a online live service game that we're going to be able to actually see Sonic Team grow and develop over the years, so that is very awesome. So like, if we ever have a drought, even though there's not really going to be a drought, we're getting a Sonic game every year, and that is just amazing. And also new Sonic Rumble key artworks, very cool. Won't go too into it. We're going to go into Sonic Movie 4 information. So here's the information we currently have so far. Jim Carrey has a potential return, and we know this because he's been recently starred in another movie that is actually coming out very soon. So obviously we know that Jim Carrey is going to be returning for the 4th movie. This is pretty much confirmed. Shadow's going to return. Obviously we saw the post-credit teaser. Test shots are currently ongoing. We've got actual proof of this. And also there's a production to have a bigger budget. This is obvious because the sales was crazy for Sonic 3. I can't tell you exactly, but it was over 450 million, so that is incredible. And also here, might have the Sonic Scoop for everyone. It's a potential month that they start filming. So yeah, the Beyonder has been very credible with a lot of the Sonic 3 speculation, so I do believe that we're going to be seeing more information as things arise from the Beyonder, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. And also, I've got more than just surface level here, so don't just think I'm taking from other people. I've got some things that I got to discuss here that actually will be of Sonic 4. So yes, this is exciting. Jim Carrey coming back. It's pretty much going to be something that's going to happen, like, based off of just the kind of return to acting, so that's going to be really awesome to see Jim Carrey return. And also seeing a Shadow spin-off is in development at Paramount, so that is very awesome. My time to shine. Hello. I think this is really awesome to be able to see Shadow in his own movie. I think that would be one of the coolest things, and I think it would be a lot about the confliction with Maria and maybe Black Doom. I mean, I doubt it, but if they were to go that far, that would be incredible. And another thing, Sonic 4 will release in theaters 17 months from now, March 19th, 2027, so that's awesome. This isn't information, by the way, I'm just reminding everyone. And here, we've got Amy Rose is likely to have a big role in Sonic 4 that's already in development and Shadow spin-off too, according to Daniel RPK. So here we got Sonic 4, and yeah, Shadow's going to have his own spin-off, which is very, very cool. I'm really excited for that. Now, this is what we know currently so far about Sonic 4. Amy is expected to have a bigger role, and Daniel RPK stated this actually right before the trailer release of Sonic 3, as he did predict the trailer. And the movie is planning to be released on March 19th. The logo of the movie is a placeholder, and the movie will have time travel elements. And I gotta go deeper into that for a second. We will see this in like a minute or so. This is a really awesome point that I've got to point out here. And development will begin at the end of this month. So obviously it started, this was in February, so I believe that they've started some speculation and storyboard making around March, April time, so that's when they actually started development on Sonic 4. Also, they were obviously co-working for the Shadow spin-off, which is very cool. Now, this is a very cool bit of information. This is actually some concept art revealing what Sonic Movie 3 would have been, involving Sonic traveling to a bad timeline where Eggman ruled the Earth alongside Metal Sonic. Now, I think this is really awesome because I think they maybe scrapped this for the 4th movie. Now, obviously, here you've got Metal Sonic as proof. Obviously, you've got Eggman who could completely have a complete redesign, because I think if they were to just completely go back to the old Eggman, I don't think it would work. So I think this would be really cool to be able to see these concepts fall into place for Sonic 4. And I think it would be really cool to have Amy more of like that adventurous role, but also being able to see Sonic more as like a powerful symbolism. Like having that bond with each other, but obviously they wouldn't make it as like cringe as So Namey. Hey, if you guys like that, that's awesome. But yeah, these are some really cool concepts, and I think that this is incredibly important because it adds context to the post-credit scene and where things could go in the future. So this is very awesome. I also just love the overall design of Amy in this picture, and also just like the really cool clothing. Yeah, this is awesome. And also here we got a really cool render of Amy of what, you know, we could be seeing in Frontiers 2, which would be very cool. And also here's some more concept as to what we even could be seeing between Shadow and Maria. Obviously, I think there's going to be more of an emphasis on just their bond between the two, because I think in Sonic 3 there wasn't enough time to fully flush out their interactions with each other, which kind of devalues how much you care for Maria, maybe, because like I find that if there was more time between Shadow and Maria, it would have added a lot more value towards their friendship. And also here, we've got some time travel elements from Sonic 3's concept art, so we could be seeing them travel to different locations, and I think this is very important because we could now finally be seeing like new integrations of Sonic levels from the games into the movies, which is very cool. And I also believe that there'll be a huge emphasis on the Master Emerald in these aspects, because obviously you've got Knuckles here. I do believe that they're going to have more of these concepts introduced in Sonic 4, and I think that's really awesome to see. And I think that they could really blend the real-life world with these sort of elements. And even just having a close-up of Metal Sonic here, you can definitely tell that there is like innate representation from the Sonic games, and I think that this is really cool that he wasn't really changed of his identity too much. This is like the closest that we've seen a game character have a movie iteration, and I think that if they were to introduce more of this futuristic theme in Sonic 4, it could definitely make the movie more exciting, because obviously you've seen with a lot of Marvel films in the past that they've used time travel, and that is the centerpiece of Sonic awesomeness, so that is incredibly amazing. And we could even be seeing stuff like this, because obviously this is a very iconic moment from Sonic, like some of these animations that could be from the movies, and I think this would be a very cool stage setting, even being able to see the bad futures and the good futures. And I think this whole thing with Metal Sonic having the bad future and the good future, and like the script writers and Jeff Fowler looking at Sonic CD, they're thinking, oh, good future, bad future, we could use this to our advantage to make Sonic 4 about that. So we can maybe wait for Sonic 3 to, you know, not have the whole time travel effects, but then Sonic 4 could truly amaze us. And I think because they've made another movie, they now have more budget to be able to make those elements, because CGI is a huge cost, guys. So don't assume that they're going to be able to fully flush out everything in the third movie. But the fourth one, I do believe that they have a lot more packing this time, and I think that's a huge hint in towards what's going to be going on. And we're obviously going to be seeing this iconic scene from Sonic 4, from Sonic CD in Sonic 4. We have to see this scene, and I'm going to show like an iteration as what this scene could actually look like identically in Sonic 4, which is really awesome. So obviously you've got Metal Sonic and Sonic just battling it out here. This is a really cool animation. This is by The Wax. So yeah, go and check them out. I think this is a really cool iteration as towards making Metal Sonic and Sonic fight, but then also making it so Sonic's got more combat experience, as obviously he's faced adversaries like Shadow, and also had more adversary moments with Eggman. So I think this is very important to show that Sonic has grown not only as a character, but by Sonic 5 we'll be able to see Sonic more in his modern era, which would be incredibly awesome to see, because Sonic still is kind of a child, but he's kind of moved into that adventure-esque sort of energy. So yeah, being able to see Sonic grow up would be really cool in the Sonic movie universe, and would actually open up a new Silver timeline where Silver the Hedgehog could be in Sonic 5. And I do believe that Silver will enter the movie universe at some point, because, well, Jeff Fowler does listen to the fans a lot, and obviously with the movie redesign, there's no doubt in my mind that they won't add Silver the Hedgehog in Sonic 5, or even just have a Silver spin-off or something like that. So that would be really, really awesome. Now, the actor for Silver, let me know what you guys would want Silver to be voiced by in Sonic 5. And also, this is a really, really cool animation. I love the CGI in this. Obviously, being able to see, like, because we know that Metal Sonic is going to be an incredibly cool and very mysterious sort of character. I doubt that they're going to give him a voice. So yeah, being able to see him in this kind of light, yeah, would be very, very awesome. Maybe this could be something to do with Longclaw or impersonation. That would be incredibly cool.
Get down to the real fight. The last Sonic standing will be the winner. What? This world isn't big enough for both of us and one of us has to go? Well, I agree.
And this is a very, very cool animation. Obviously, I'm going to keep playing this.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is a very cool animation into what this whole thing could look like. Obviously, with Ben Schwartz's voice, it's not going to be, obviously, the original. But hey, I think that's very awesome to be able to see a concept of Sonic versus Metal, especially in the movie iteration. It's good to see that SEGA has control of their characters and knowing how to make them right. That's incredibly important. And also Hereby Sonic Movie Updates in August actually said about how there are some interesting parts from the article about how these animations were made for the post-credit scene. So Metasonic was provided by Marza, which is an incredible, great direction. Amy's hammer design looks very aggressive, which obviously will signal to the idea that we're actually going to be getting more of like that sort of lover, passionate vibe. I think that's very cool, and also having that angry side to Amy, which is very cool. The adventurous aspect is really awesome, and also Amy wasn't trying to wear a hood originally, so that was going to be an overall concept that they actually added, which is very cool. Kind of like a little cool design that they could add their own twist on. And also SEGA want Amy to look cute, which, you know, that's SEGA. I think SEGA now, because they have connections with Ian Flynn, I think that's a very, very awesome way that they know how to characterize Amy, and I feel like SEGA do actually really understand the fans now, so you guys should really praise SEGA. SEGA is doing an amazing job. And also here, someone's actually noted about how there's a side comparison between Sonic and Metal Sonic, and how Metal Sonic dwarfs Sonic. Now, this might be a CGI issue, but I do believe that this is actually really cool in one way, because I do want Metal Sonic to feel intimidating. I want him to be a big presence, and potentially we could even be seeing all of the Metal Sonics combined to make Metal Overlord. I think that would be an awesome concept, and being able to see Metal Sonic in this final form. I think if they would just have loads of Metal Sonics, it wouldn't just be interesting the whole movie. But hey, Jeff Fowler knows how to cook in the Sonic films, so I have no doubt that this is going to be incredible. And obviously here, the game counterpart, this is literally perfect. So yeah, I do believe that they're going to be using a lot more futuristic elements for the fourth Sonic film. I also do believe that Station Square will make an appearance, mainly due to the fact that Amy was originally shopping as she was in Sonic Adventure, and I think this would be a really cool narrative to introduce Amy's backstory, similar to the way that how Shadow was in Tokyo at the start of Sonic 3, and how they initially developed his character from escaping from a place. So maybe Amy comes from Sonic's world, and then originally starts shopping, and then maybe Team Sonic or Sonic himself actually meets Amy in New York, and maybe if they were to go back to New York to recreate Station Square, would be amazing. And Jim Carrey, we know, will be in Sonic form like 99%, unless he randomly retires, which he won't. It's Sonic, like, come on. Because he's had a new live action part in the Jensens movie, so that's a very good indication that he's not going to be retiring, and he's going to return for Sonic 4. And the voice actor of movie Sonic has recently gone to GalaxyCon in August, and also there was reports in September that he's had a conversation with Jeff Fowler about how the concept of Sonic 4 will mold itself together. So they have been doing some concept boarding talks back in March and April time, because that's when production had started for Sonic 4, and then we will be seeing it in about a year. And I think the reason why Frontiers 2 is going to come out around that time is because if they were to do November for Sonic Frontiers 2, and then it's what, December, January, February, March, literally 4 months, and then Sonic 4 comes out, and like, come on, like 4 months, and then they could use a Sonic movie for hype for Sonic Frontiers 2, so they can bounce off of each other, which is very important. And also, even just from that one cutscene in Shadow Generations, just looking at how Sonic is so expressive, and also that animation test for Sonic X Shadow Generations, we know for a fact that this game is gonna bang, it's gonna pop like crazy, and especially the utilization of Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, everything seems to be shaping itself around for Sonic, and I'm extremely excited for the future of this franchise. Now, Sonic Unleashed has got some incredible information here, as we've got from Sonic City that teased earlier this year. Marza is once again hinting at something special featuring at the Sonic Unleashed ghosts, Sir and La, dropping this Halloween. So maybe on the 31st of October, we could be seeing some new Unleashed related content with the ghosts and like the Night of the Werewolf. We could be seeing a new animation. That would be really awesome to be able to see. So let's see what they're cooking. And you know, SEGA are popping right now, so I would have no doubt that they're going to be doing something cool for Halloween. Like and subscribe, obviously, if you like me as a person, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And check out these videos on the corner. Like, obviously, I would highly advise you would be able to watch my evolution of the Sonic game models, because I go through every single Sonic game model and analyze all of its features, and I rank them right at the end of the video. Like, I put them in a tier list. So it is quite a long video, so maybe you could like watch it and sleep or something. I don't know, but it's really awesome because I'm able to rank all of the Sonic models. Or if you haven't got the time, I've got a video that actually goes over the animation of future Sonic games that will be right on the left here. So thank you very much for watching, and I love all of you.